Oh snap! I'm live. Okay, I'm gonna be live then. Who is the GOAT? Come on, y'all, come in. Let's talk about it. Who is really the GOAT? That's what I want to know. Peace, peace. I know I'm not popular and all that, so I'm just trying to wait for some more people to come in. Play my intro real quick before we get started.
Is in BK all day. In BK way 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 is in.
Okay, y'all get the gist. We got all the ladies in here early. That's what's up. To my beautiful goddesses, African princesses, and all of that. Share the show, y'all. I want to get into this. I want to know who the GOAT is of this conscious debating scene. Who y'all got? Who y'all got as the GOAT? It's a mad, crazy delay, but I want to know who y'all think the GOAT of this conscious community debate scene is. Let's get into it. What's one of y'all favorite debates y'all want to look at real quick? Let's do some judging. Let's see how far we came with the information. See how crazy we were sounding years ago. Let me see who we got in here so far. Opened up my YouTube. Okay. We got my sister. She's simply unique in the building. My sister, melanated goddess. Mika 1. Peace. Most theatrical is polite. The man brought a coffin to the stage. For goodness sakes. You right. Mm-hmm. Polite definitely got his showmanship on. Let me look at one of these. Let's look at one of these old debates though, real quick. We're gonna go through all the debates. This is part one. This is your boy, your bro, G.O.A.T, MAAT. Before I get started showing some debates though from back in the day, I really want to wait till some more people come in. Let me share the show real quick. Maybe that'll work. Maybe if I share the show, we can get some more people in here. Some people that got off work. Yeah. So y'all like that intro? Cause I'm trying to buy time before I get started. Y'all want to see that intro real quick? That's my sister, my lovely, beautiful sister Kaba. That's her daughter singing that intro. Sounds so beautiful, don't you agree? The fastest talker in the debate is Shaka Atmos. I don't know. Ali Muhammad kind of fast talk too, but that's a good point, melanated goddess. Peace to my brother, my brethren Fitzroy, Ashley Young. Jerome Lockhart is in the building. I'm gonna play this intro real quick before we get started. I want a few more people in, if it's possible. Play my intros. This is Sister Kaba's daughter with the beautiful voice. Blessed us with this beautiful intro. Somebody asked the other day if MBK had an intro song. So here's the answer.
NBK all day. NBK way is NBK all day. NBK way is NBK all day. NBK way is NBK all day.
Yeah, that was dope. I must admit that was dope. That's my cartooning skills coming to the forefront, y'all. Y'all didn't know. The brother does cartoons too. I'm in the learning process though, so I'm not there yet, but I will be. And it will be popping. We got my brother Vayasa in the building. Peace, family. Sonny BK, B-Coy, my bad, brother. My brother Sonny is in the building. And we want to know who's the top-notch debaters in this community. I want to look back at some old debates and see how funny how funny we were sounding with the information back in the day. And I was eating all of that junk up. I ain't gonna lie. So without further ado, let's see what I could pull up real quick. Oh yeah, before I even get started with that though, special announcement, y'all. I guess there's enough people in here. Let me see how many people in here. I'm not the most popular dude, but I like to do the behind the scenes thing. But we got 12 people in the building, so y'all gonna be the 12 lucky ones to hear the announcement live. Some of y'all might have heard Truth Storian is gonna be me personally. I'm taking all Truth Storian's videos off of MBK New Black Knowledge channel. And this for a reason. I don't think the brothers appreciate enough in the community. That's just my personal opinion. The wealth and the wealth of information that he brought forward, I think people is taking it for granted. We all love the brother True Story, and we know for the information he brings, but I think he should get some kind of monetary value for what some kind of something he needs to be monetized for what he does. That's just my opinion. And what we're doing is so it benefits you also. We decided to do a personal class setting, not in the YouTube rah setting, in a classroom setting where you can take notes. You can really digest the information he's giving you. He's going to give you all the tools you need to be a great researcher, like he does for the MBK fam. So, Truth Story, and we'll be having the class. I need y'all to email me if you're interested. We got like 4 spots left, y'all. So let me put my email in the chat for Truth Storian's class. 6 more spots to open. So first come, first serve, and it's about a 3-month semester where he's gonna go all the way in. You're gonna have all the questions you want to ask him one-on-one or in a classroom setting rather. You can get those questions out and he can go in the depth with it. It's not like YouTube where you got to read the chat and all of that craziness. It's going to be a classroom setting, and I think y'all should take advantage of it. Let me see. Here's my email for anybody else who's interested. Like I said, we got 6 more spots open, y'all. Alright, so holla at your boy. And on that note, let's get into the GOAT conscious community debater, y'all. Let me see. Look in the chat. See which Garfield in there somewhere. Okay. The sister Mika one has Garfield up in there. Um, I seen Polite. I seen Shaka. But we gonna start with my homie. This is a classic one right here, y'all. SETI and Eileen Bay. What y'all know about that? See, a lot of y'all might not even know about this right here. Let me see. Put this over there. Alright. So let me know if my YouTube page is sharing, y'all. We're gonna look at these debates. We're gonna look at this debate right here. SETI versus Eileen Bay. Probably one of the first debate I ever seen right here. You know, we got Eileen Bay, the Bay kid, you know, with the Moorish science. And we got General Sarah, the glyphs haven't been deciphered, SETI. With the meme scholarship, let's get biz, y'all. Here go part one. Let's see what my brother's talking about. Let me know if y'all can hear it real good.
Brothers and sisters, turn the phones off, please. Turn the phones off for the love. For the love, we're gonna do right today. It's only the brother Sarnetta, and we're gonna be recording this, so you know when the phone get to ringing, it messes up everything. Again, I've been to Kemet 3 times. That's all you need to know. I ain't gonna get off into the accolade, because a lot of people that been and can't tell you nothing neither. So I ain't gonna weigh too much on that. Let me go to work. I don't know how to turn this one off. I'm gonna just lay this one on down.
Let me see if I can turn it up. Y'all saying it's low. Let me see what I could do. Because we gotta have the sound right. Hold up. Oh, alright, y'all can hear me. Alright, it's too low. I'm trying to turn it up now, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna have to tweak some things. Hold up. Let me take this off the screen. I'm gonna clear everything off. Maybe that'll help.
I'm gonna lay that one on down. Peace. All right. Hotel. No videotaping, family.
Yo, SETI,
Yes, sir.
this is your time right here.
All right. It's going?
Go on, baby.
All right, let me get
On
moving.
the clock.
This lecture dedicated to the Holy Trinity of the African Liberation Movement, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Yusuf Ben Yakanan, and our General, Khalid Muhammad. Black Power! Black Power! And all them brothers right there came from the womb of the African woman, the first deity on the planet Earth. So when we get to calling out these deities, if you ain't calling out the African woman, you ain't calling out the black woman, I know you don't know what you're talking about. That's right. This what popped it off, family. This what they made me do it. I didn't ask for it. I heard it on the streets. They're attacking my elders. They're attacking our movement. I had to go into it. I'm gonna bring it straight up. The Moorish Science Temple is a covert, pan-Islamic organization established by the Ottoman Turk agents with the sole purpose of dismantling the Black Power Pan-African movement of the Marcus Messiah Garvey and establish a fifth column of Turkish pan-Islamic nationals in America. Prove it, SETI. Here we go. Agent number one, Deuce. Is it Druce? Druce Muhammad Ali. 1886, 1945 AD. Mold and planning the UNIA by the Ottoman Turk authorities. Proof. Many people think that Noble Drew Ali was wearing the fez first. He was not. This brother was wearing it before Noble Drew Ali. And he was in the UNIA. And he was in charge of Marcus Garvey African Affairs Division of the Negro Speaks. You see right here, these come out of those encyclopedias of Marcus Garvey. Dr. Clark is on the editorial advisory board. Even the philosophy and opinions came out of that encyclopedia. Every letter, every bill, every document that had to do with the UNIA is in that encyclopedia. We understand that, I'll say Deuce, I ain't gonna get off into it. He was born in Egypt. His father could have been an Arab. His mother was Sudanese. But he was born in that element. He was already into the Turkish background, and I was wondering when I was going into the 101s, why Noble Drew Ali had this fantasy for Turk. Turk this, Turk that. How do a brother that's in America end up talking about Turkish history unless somebody that taught it to him? So this brother right here comes up out of the element. He was in the UNIA, and this is what it speaks about, Deuce. Muhammad was active in a number of social and political causes. He was one of the founders of the Anglo-Ottoman Society. The Anglo mean British. And vice president of the Central Islamic Society, both of which form part of his important involvement with the Ottoman issue, pan-Islamism, and Egyptian nationalism. He is also said to have been associated with Barakat Islam, Sufism, Turkism, and to have been awarded the honor of the Imperial Ottoman Magi medal by the Turkish Sultan. That's Deuce, sitting up in the UNIA. This the brother again, this is the medal. I want you to pay close attention to that medal, because I'm gonna bring it back. Who is guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away? Angels. What is the modern name for these angels? Asiatics. What is the shade of their skin? Olive. Olive. Now, when you know the history, at the time which he wrote it, it was the Ottoman Turks in control of Mecca. Look it up. Why has he got this fantasy for Turks? But they want to talk to us about over here. Over here. Why is he not talking about over here? Why is it about the Turks? I want y'all to keep that in mind. This is Sultan Abdul Hamid, 1842-1918, 34th Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. Pay attention to, wait a minute, where's my sword at? I got my sword. Right there. Pay attention to that medal right there. Pay attention to that medal right there. There it is, this Ottoman Turk medal. That's the one Deuce got awarded. You see that? See it? Think I come to play a game? You think I don't know what it is? Yeah, it comes from Amun Ra. That's the origin of it, but you can't call it that. That's not what it is. That's right. That's a sunflower. Now, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Look, I guess if that's a sunflower, then that's a sunflower. Okay? It's Afghanistan. Woo! That's Afghanistan. See, if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, it's a duck. That's right. If he keeps speaking about Turk, and then we go and see the Turkish medallion and see it on his headdress, don't say sunflower. That's right. That's right. This Afghanistan. See the medal? That's a Turk.
Bring it home.
See it? Do you see it? There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. But I got one so sweet, it's gonna kill it. The Ottoman Empire coat of arms. You see that medallion right there? Yeah. Woo! There it is. Okay? Talk to me. Woo! Is that it? Yes. All right then. Yes, sir. All right then. All right then. That's the one that Deuce was awarded. That's the same one. We know who you are. We've done our research. Now we go back to this. I guess this is the Circle 7 Quran, number 7. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar. And y'all know Hagar was the Egyptian handmaiden of Abraham. The Arabs say they come from Ishmael, her son. But he says the Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad I, the founding of the uniting of Islam by the command of the great universal God Allah. They keep talking about over here. But you got to go to the foundational scriptures. That's what anything you're dealing with, you go to the foundation. He gonna come in here and give you Kimmy, Assad, or Asset. See, I call that sprinkling sugar on shit. And you can't see the shit for the sugar. That's all it is. Jew Ali's allegiance to the Ottoman Empire is why he spoke so highly of the Turks. Let me go some more. So you see the empire of the Ottoman Turks. And you see right there, they was in control of Mecca. That's why he says they're the chief. Who was guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away? Angels. Man, they worship white people, man. I mean, let's be straight up and down with it. That's what it is. Now, I went off into, this also was in the 101. When they speak about who took the head of Satan. And it says Muhammad in 1453 in Byzantine. I went and looked the brother up, the cracker, Arab, Turk, and this is what it speak about. Stephen Rushman recounts a story by the Byzantine Emperor Dukas, known for his colorful and dramatic descriptions in which Mehmed, or Mutmut, which is Turkish for Muhammad II, upon conquest of Constantinople, was said to have ordered the 14-year-old son of the Grand Duke Lucas Nostris brought to him for his personal pleasure. When the father refused to deliver his son to such a fate, he had them both decapitated on the spot. You go in their book, they say, when you got heat like this, you're supposed to get emotional. Marcus Garvey never supported the moral science.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. We skipping through. They got the debate in parts, so they trying to start part 3 before they start part 2. My brother Any Herod Calfani in the building. You see the title, bruh. We about to parse through who the GOAT is of this conscious community debating. Who's the debate king? That's what we trying to find out. And this is the first show of a series I'm gonna do, just like the pseudo purge series. This is gonna be a series we're gonna parse through who has the battle debate crown. And the first up is this is probably the first debate I ever seen. Seti versus Eileen Bay. And the brother Seti came out the gate strong, yo. Seti came out strong. We can't front. He had some receipts. So let's keep going. Let me see. Let me find part 2 so I can play for y'all. What y'all think about Seti coming out though? First few minutes. Let me see. Need part 2. Where's part 2 at, Si? Si needs some playlists, man. Alright, here we go, part 2. Let me pause it to y'all. Alright, hold on. Yeah, Seti came out real strong. This is when he was rolling with a team that could help him out. As we can see, when he's solo, he leaves much to be desired. But, you know, we're not going to dwell on that. We're going to dwell on who's this champion right now. So let me share my screen. Let's get back into it, y'all.
see right here, these come out of those encyclopedias of Marcus Garvey. Dr. Clark is on the editorial advisory board. Even the philosophy and opinions came out of that encyclopedia. Every letter, every bill, every document that had to do with the UNIA is in that encyclopedia. We understand that, I say Deuce, I ain't gonna get off into it. He was born in Egypt. His father could have been an Arab. His mother was Sudanese. But he was born in that element. He was already into the Turkish background, and I was wondering when I was going into the 101s, why Noble Drew Ali had this fantasy for Turk. Turk this, Turk that. How do a brother that's in America end up talking about Turkish history unless somebody that taught it to him? So this brother right here comes up out of the element. He was in the UNIA, and this is what it speaks about. Duke. Muhammad was active in a number of social and political causes. He was one of the founders of the Anglo-Ottoman Society. The Anglo mean British.
Alright, Fitz. You said turn it up. It's got low again? Hold up. Probably because my mic coming through. Let me see if I can get the volume back to where it was.
So they always say, you know, like all the people you've ever worked.
And vice president of the how do a brother that's in America end up talking about it? He was born in Egypt. His father could have been an Arab. His mother was Sudanese. But he was born in that element. He was already into the Turkish background. And I was wondering when I was going into the 101s, why Noble Drew Ali had this fantasy for Turk. Turk this, Turk that. How do a brother that's in America end up talking about Turkish history unless somebody that taught it to him? So this brother right here comes up out of the element. He was in the UNIA, and this is what it speaks about. Duke. Muhammad was active in a number of social and political causes. He was one of the founders of the Anglo-Ottoman Society. The Anglo mean British. And vice president of the Central Islamic Society, both of which form part of his important involvement with the Ottoman issue, pan-Islamism, and Egyptian nationalism. He is also said to have been associated with Barakat Islam, Sufism, Turkism, and to have been awarded the honor of the Imperial Ottoman Magi medal by the Turkish Sultan. That's Deuce. Sitting up in the UNIA. This the brother again, this is the medal. I want you to pay close attention to that medal, because I'm going to bring it back. Who is guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away? Angels. What is the modern name for these angels? Asiatics. What is the shade of their skin? You see that medallion right there? Yeah. Woo! There it is. Okay? Talk to me. Woo! Is that it? Yes, all right then. Yes, all right then. All right then. That's the one that Deuce was awarded. That's the same one. We know who you are. We've done our research. Now we go back to this. I guess this is the Circle 7 Quran, number 7. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar. And y'all know Hagar was the Egyptian handmaiden of Abraham. The Arabs say they come from Ishmael, her son. But he says the Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad I, the founding of the uniting of Islam by the command of the great universal God Allah. They keep talking about over here. But you got to go to the foundational scriptures. That's what anything you're dealing with, you go to the foundation. He gonna come in here and give you Kimmy, Assad, that's right, Aset. See, I call that sprinkling sugar on shit. And you can't see the shit for the sugar. That's all it is. Drew Ali's allegiance to the Ottoman Empire is why he spoke so highly of the Turks. Let me go some more. So you see the empire of the Ottoman Turks. And you see right there, they was in control of Mecca. That's why he says they're the chief. Who was guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away? Angels. Man, they worship white people, man. I mean, let's be straight up and down with it. That's what it is. Now, I went off into, this also was in the 101. When they speak about who took the head of Satan. And it says Muhammad in 1453 in Byzantine. I went and looked the brother up, the cracker, Arab, Turk, and this is what it speak about. Stephen Ruchman recounts a story by the Byzantine Emperor Dukas, known for his colorful and dramatic descriptions in which Mehmed, or Mutmut, which is Turkish for Muhammad II, upon conquest of Constantinople, was said to have ordered the 14-year-old son of the Grand Duke Lucas Nostris brought to him for his personal pleasure. When the father refused to deliver his son to such a fate, he had them both decapitated on the spot. You go in their book, they say he's the conqueror. He's a damn homosexual pedophile. Go do the research. I got the 2 books. What the books? I got 3 books. You can write them down, go do the research. 1453. I just typed it in. That's when the Byzantine Empire was conquered by the Ottoman Turks. And you can take all 3 of them books and read on it that the man was a homosexual pedophile. It's in their books. Now, they want to say we Asiatics. But when you go to Kemet and you go to the walls, these are the Asiatics. The Nubians, the Ethiopians clearly distinguish themselves from the Asiatics. Now let me show you something. Let me show you something. Is that who it is? Is that who it is? I didn't come to play a game. When you were spitting fire on our black, you weren't concerned about it. But now we can hit back today. Now you won't set it to go light. Can't go light today. Can't go light today. Now this one right here is in Kemet. Now you mean to tell me that ain't the same man? That's the same man. We Asiatics. Come on now. We African people. Our people came out of the womb of the Nile. The history of the Nile Valley speaks clearly of this. Egypt came out of Nubia. Nubia came out of Ethiopia. And all our people descended out of the Great Lakes region of Central East Africa. We know this to be true. Some more Asiatics. That's what they look like. The Egyptians and Nubians clearly distinguish themselves from Asiatics. Here's another. Here's another. That's him. Now you're gonna put his hat on. You're gonna put his hat on. That's the Turk hat. The Feds did not come into Africa until the Ottoman Turks. Even the Arab wasn't wearing the Fez. He was wearing the turban. Come on now. That's a Turk. And that's an original photo. That's a Turk. Do you see that? The nature of a Turk is the nature of a beast. A cracker is a cracker is a cracker is a cracker. And here you're going to talk about that they angels. Come on, man. When you can go easily get this information as a baby, don't be mad at me. You might not have known it, but you're going to know it today. Huh? Huh? That comes from them. I've been waiting on this, family. Been doing this research for a long time. That's a Turk. I didn't draw it. Don't get mad at me. They practice bestiality. Because he's a cracker.
That's right.
So you cannot honor no cracker. No way, no how. And that's what they're doing. And again, make sure they go to the foundation of their teachings. The 101s and the Circle 7 Quran. Because if they go in somebody else's book, they ain't doing nothing but cutting and pasting. Make them go to their foundational work and then work it down. Then work it down. That brother right there, Dr. Ben, is the Grand Master. He's the Grand Master. That brother right there did over 60 in and out. So if anybody know Dr. Ben, know. Dr. Ben, know. Don't come here and try to rank the history. And this brother that spent his whole life over there in the field. 360 degrees. The Moorish Science Temple should be called the Turkish Science Temple because there's nothing that is truly Moorish about them. Why would you say that, Seti? Even when you're dealing with history, if you go into the Moors in Spain, they were Orthodox Muslims. They were not reading out of a Circle 7 Quran. That's right. They were not reading out of a plagiarized version of the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. Huh? They were not reading out of the Unto Thee I Grant and none of that. They were Orthodox Muslims. And their center was to Mecca. The original, again, I went ahead of myself. And that's what it's saying, what I just said. So when we go to Egypt, we see the brothers wearing the fairs. Excuse me, I'm coming straight up the middle. The nigga serving tea. You ain't gonna get me, I'm using everything I could use. The nigga serving tea. I mean, what does nigga mean? Nigga means prisoner. That's right. And when you stop saying that you a nigga, it's like you conforming. I'm a nigga. Why am I a nigga? Because I ain't free. And until I get free, I'm gonna call it just like I see it. Y'all trying to, you understand, change the seats around on a sinking ship. Nigga, get free. That's what you do. Worried about the words. Babies out here dying in the street, and they won't talk about SETI etiquette. That's right. My etiquette day, and babies out here dying in the street. Our sisters out here ain't even got no man, and the crack out here just doing anything they want to do to our women. And the only thing you can talk about is my damn etiquette. I need to be ashamed of y'all self. Look at these niggas serving. They setting plates for the turf. But they say they rule us. They bringing all this science, but they setting plates. Look at them lined up getting their duties. They're getting their duties. They about to clean this Arab's mansion. Now what I'm saying to you, if I bring a photo, you debate a photo with a photo. That's right. If I bring DNA, you debate DNA with DNA. That's right. If I bring you a monument, if I say the pyramid of Khufu is 3000 BCE, then you bring me a monument as grand, 3000 BC, but don't say nothing at all. Don't say nothing at all. Yeah, you right. Stay with me, brother. Stay with me. See, he's setting plates. The nigga washing dishes. See, that medal right there is for the most dishes washed in a week. Right there. That's what it is. Look at it. Look at the British. It goes back to the Anglo-Ottoman Empire. Right there, you see the British overlord coming down here, and they stand in attention. Now, if I can show you these photos with them as servants, then they should be able to show you photos with the fairs on as kings looking out for Africa. That's right. All I can show you is them in the hands of the beast. That's right. In the hands of the beast. Make them bring you the photos. Make them bring you actual facts. Don't debate rhetoric with this photo. Well, this is why he got it. I don't want to hear that. My brother Sarnetta, he says black power to him all the time. Can't say black power. They can't say black power. That's right. But you see these niggas right here. That's right. This cracker got his fist up, and they jump right on me. That's right. Come on, now. That's actual fact, baby. I didn't come here to be weak. Look at the cracker. He smiling. Got me a nigga. Okay, let me bring it up. This what it said about Deuce Muhammad, why he left the UNIA. This morning, now this come out the encyclopedias of Marcus Garvey. This morning I had an interview with Ulysses S. Poston, the Minister of Labor and Industries of the UNIA. In the course of the conversation, he informed me that the reason Deuce Muhammad Ali left the Negro world was because Garvey had asked Ali to let him see all of the matter that was to be printed in the Negro Times. The new daily paper, which is soon to be printed. This Ali refused to do, and he was told Garvey that before he would do so, he would quit the job, which he did. it seems that Garvey had been informed that Ali intended to use the columns of the Daily Times for the purpose of spreading Egyptian propaganda, and this Garvey objected to. Poston stated that Ali went immediately to the office of the persons who were spreading the Egyptian propaganda and now is employed there. So now you're going to tell me Marcus Garvey is going to allow Noble Drew Ali to put down the Moorish Science Temple in his name, and he didn't just force Deuce Muhammad Ali out of the UNIA for the same reason. Come on now, but I got some more information on that. I brought that, because they brought that up last time. So I hope they got that, whatever they got out of Temple 13, I hope they got it today. What it says is right here, I'm gonna go right here. I am also enclosing for you Deuce Muhammad Ali's article under the caption, Foreign Affairs. In these articles, you will find both anti-British and Mohammedan propaganda. Each week, Deuce Muhammad Ali sends 20 copies of the paper to the official of the Turkish and Egyptian governments. You see that? You see that? That's documentation, baby. Y'all talking about said he emotional. Yeah, I'm gonna get emotional. Cause I got this heat. When you got heat like this, you're supposed to get emotional. Marcus Garvey never supported the Moorish Science Temple, using his name to lure new recruits and followers. Just another case of mass deception. Why would Marcus Garvey support Drew Ali when Deuce Muhammad Ali was forced from the UNIA for the same Turkish rhetoric? Let me go into this. At each temple meeting of the Moorish Science Temple, Garvey was lauded as John the Baptist who prepared the way for the coming of Noble Drew Ali. When Leonard Smith, the president of the Detroit UNIA division, cabled Garvey to report that Ali was using Garvey's name to win over followers and that the UNIA members were joining his movement, Garvey replied that I know nothing of the man referred to. It is silly for people to allow every unknown person to agitate and influence them on such serious matters. I have spoken and written enough for the people of Detroit to understand the purpose of organization and not to allow strangers to decoy and exploit them by calling on or using my name. Smith to Garvey, September 19th, 1927, and Garvey to Smith, September 21st, 1927. That's right out of the UNIA papers. So you deal with it. Now you said that he did, I brought you documentation that he did.
That's right.
Now, check this out. Deuce Muhammad Ali achieved considerable prominence with the publication of his book, In the Land of the Pharaohs, a short nationalistic history of Egypt financed by Orange, but cribbed, stolen, plagiarized largely from the writings of Wilfred Blunt, Theodore Rothstein, and the Earl of Cromer. Although critics initially praised In the Land of the Pharaohs, the book's success was soon undermined by the discovery of extensive plagiarism. Now that brings me back to Noble Drew Ali. Damn. I mean, what y'all want me to do? Y'all want me, Drew Ali is a master plagiarist and one of the more profound literary thieves of the 20th century. And I got that out of some books, but I just had to bring it streetwise. That's what they say. Chapters 2 and 19 from the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ by Levi. Chapters 20 through 44 from Unto Thee I Grant. And they say chapters 1, and I mean, that ain't much, 45 through 48 originally by Noble Drew Ali. So they suppose. So you can, if you want, I know you ain't gonna go through all these chapters, but this is how it's broken down. How the chapters in the Circle 7 Quran correspond with the chapters in the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. There it is. If you have to go back and do your research, I gave it to you. Okay? So you could go and break them down, each chapter in the Circle 7 Quran, and this is Unto Thee I Grant, which you could get in the Rosicrucian library, which is gonna bring me to the Rosicrucian. Now, I had to do the research because I said, well, maybe Noble Drew-Ali got the information what a lot of brothers said from the same service. So the white boy Levi said he had got it from the Acoustic Records. So I went to look it up in the library. They say that book don't exist. So I had to go back and do some research, and they say that the Acoustic Records are records that are in the ether world, which means you got the astro project. Here we go. Here we go. Ain't gonna be no hard evidence. Everywhere you go, Lumeria, up under the water, Acoustic Records in the sky. Ain't gonna be able to go back to no hard evidence now, but you got the astro project. And what you do is you come to the hall of remembrance, where the past histories of humanity are kept. So the white boy said that he seen the lost history of Jesus, came back and wrote the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. So either Levi and Noble Drew-Ali astroplaned to the same damn cloud, came back and wrote it the same damn way, or it's plagiarism. Ain't no way around it. And the man copyrighted the book. Each one of them books is copyrighted. Why do they copyright books? To protect what they possessions. So they didn't intend for nobody to take them books. But another brother came to them. Uh-oh. Now, do you mean to tell me it's more than two? Tales of the Alhambra.
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. I gotta fix something. That's crazy though. Did y'all peep that real quick though? How said he gonna mention astral projection? He going against astral projection then, but he ain't seem to tell his boy young Pharaoh about that though. He ain't seem to school him on the astral projection thing. That's crazy. He changed his whole ish up. I just want to edit this real quick. Let me see. How do I do that? Oh, alright. I gotta fix this share screen. Here we go. Bam. Okay. Let's get back to it.
Which was published in 1832 by this white boy, Washington Irving. How is they from here? How is they Moors, and every damn document they taken from is a cracker? Don't let them bring you over here. Call them on this. Ain't nothing from over here. Everything is from a cracker. Where is their original documents? They shouldn't have to take from no cracker. They should have, they so ancient. And you mean they take them from a cracker in 1832? Call them on that. If you go to the Table of Contents, chapter 4, note on Morisco architecture. Now I'm just gonna read a little bit and I'm gonna bring it back. To an unpracticed eye, the light revolves in fanciful Arab quests which cover the walls of the Alhambra appear to have been sculptured by the hand with a minute and patient labor. An unexhaustible variety of detail, yet a general uniformity and harmony of design truly astonishing. Now we're gonna go, that's Pleasant Bay's book right there, the appendix. The Industrious Acts of Muslims by the Prophet Noble Drew-Ali. Now he put some of this top information up there, but if you get right here, they originated the beauties of the Alhambra, and to an unpracticed eye, the light relives and fanciful Arab quests which cover the walls of the Alhambra appear to have been sculptured by the hand with a minute and patient labor and unexhaustible variety of detail, yet a general uniformity and harmony of design truly astonishing. Wow. But it go all the way down. You's a thief. Ain't no damn doubt about it. We ain't gonna come in here and cut you no slack like that. And this brother over here done his whole life of uncovering Egypt and we're gonna take some plagiarized information from a cracker? Can't let you do it, family. Pan-Islamic National #2, Jamal al-Din Afghani, a Persian radical who set up Ottoman Turk cells all over the world. Drew Ali's family is supposedly said to be one of them. This the low-life Arab. Why is we always come to an Arab? Now, I got this off of Brother Alim's DVD, The 101s. But it's not just him. I was doing the research and his documentation from a sister, Ravana Bay, also documents this, that his family had been initiated into a Sufic order. He's a Sufi. And he's an Ottoman Turk agent, and what the Ottoman Turks was trying to bring about is what you call pan-Islamic nationalism, or a pan-Islamic empire, where damn near half the world is up under their rule. And so he sets out, he's just the Bin Laden of his day. You understand what I'm setting up saying? I ain't saying it in a negative way. He's fighting for his cause, but somehow they ended up in his cause. Now, how can you be fighting for pan-Islamic nationalism and you can't fight for black nationalism? Come on now. Come on now. Y'all got to be real about it. Now, this is, I got this out the Black Crescent by G.O.A.T. This is reported by Wilson, Sacred Drift, page 1516, and it's based on the unpublished essay of Ravana Bay of the Morris Academy of Chicago. Furthermore, according to Bay, the Drew family had been settled in Newark, New Jersey in the early 1800s. There they encountered the master of death, Jamal al-Din Afghani, who was visiting the United States in the winter of 1882-1883. The Drews were then initiated into al-Afghani's political brethren of purity of the Akhwan al-Safa, Sufi, whatever you want to call it. Now this is a map of pan-Islamic, the empire they want to bring about. This is their vision. Now I'm going to blow this up so you can see this. See how it emanates from Turkey. See, this is what they're trying to bring about. So when they bring you over here and they talk about over here, you take them right here. Because this coming out the foundational work. Make him come out of the foundational work. Call him on that. Call him on it now. This is the bridge, this is the Anglo Empire today. They got you looking over here while these crackers and Arabs is raping our land. You can't stand for that. These same damn Turks own every gas station in Detroit, every liquor store, everything. How do they do it? Somebody signed up for that. And Dr. Clark had wrote that book, Who Betrayed the African Holocaust. We're going to have to revise that. I need some water. We're going to have to revise that. Here's your friendship treaty. Here's your friendship treaty right here. But it ain't none of our friends up there. They signed a friendship treaty, but ain't none of them our friends. How the hell you gonna sign a friendship treaty while these peckerwoods is raping our sisters in slavery? That's traitor. That's traitor every day, all day. Here it is, shaking hands. So now you see this Arab is the king of Africa. They done made him the president of the African Union. How the hell you gonna be the king of, that was the headline. And they got you looking over here. Huh? Talk to me. Somebody signed up for that. Islam did not come into Africa until the 7th century AD. That's history. Now, if you want to float off in outer space and create your own world, but it's documented that there is no Islam before the Prophet Muhammad. Huh? That's documented. That's documented. So when they talk about Islam, Moorish, they ain't Asian, they Asiatic. See, that's the escape hatch that they gonna jump through. Well, no, that ain't what we talking about. That ain't what we talk. We mean this. Historically, Islam did not start until the Prophet Muhammad of Arabia, around 570 AD. Now, this gonna bring in this other wench, Madame Blavatsky. Uh-oh, because when they go into that adept chamber, that's where they going. They bringing that Peckerwood beast. She's a Khazar. She came up out of that arena, teaching that Kabbalah, Sufism, all that come up out of that Turkish arena. In Egypt during the mid-1800s, Madame Blavatsky studied Sufism, Coptic Christianity, and the Druze order, which she described as a last survival of archaic wisdom. Claiming to be a student of her master, Serapis Bey, while in Cairo, Madame Blavatsky met who? Jamal al-Din Afghani. See, now we got a link. We got a link. This little low-life Iranian nationalist, both Drew Ali and Madame Blavatsky, we got a link to him. And an outstanding Muslim thinker, radical political leader, and Sufi teacher. She also traveled widely, often in Muslim dress, in the company of Albert Rawson, who would later write an account of his initiation by the Druze for Madame Blavatsky's book, Isis Unveiled. Here she is, the matriarch of the Moorish Science Temple. When you're talking about Lemuria, she's the one that brought that into the occult teaching. When they went over there and uncovered them pyramids in South America, they immediately called it a product of Egypt. Because they knew, based on history and the
So they always say, like,
It's getting deep, y'all. Let me look for part 3. What y'all think so far? Is Steady tearing it up? Y'all picking up what he putting down? Let me know in the chat. Peace, Truth Storying in the building. Like I said, Truth Storying's class is about to start, y'all. So hit me up on the email if you're interested in taking Truth Storying's class. Let me know. DJEHUTI MAAT at gmail.com. 6 spots left. First come, first serve. So what y'all think about SETI though? Let me see if Eileen Bay gonna talk now. Part 3. Where part 3 at? Here we go. Hold on, man. Sonetta got these parts crazy. It's repeating the same as part 1. Part 3 is the same as part 1, yo. What you doing? Let me see. What's part 4 talking about? Damn, she got 16 parts, 17 parts, yo. Nah, we ain't looking at all them parts, B. I can tell you that right now. We ain't looking at all them parts. Let's hear some of Eileen Bay's pseudoisms. I don't want to go too far. Here you go, right here. Let's see what part 8 look like. Hold on. Part 6. Let's see what part 6 look like, y'all. This on a whole different channel, though. Oh, no, it ain't. Come on. Let's see what this look like. Let me fix the sound before I do that. What y'all think about SETI, though, y'all? How y'all like them memes he had up there? Talking about Madame Blavatsky. He just did a 180 with Madame Blavatsky, though, because he's using her as a source now. That's crazy how things change. Go to the end of part 3. Nah, part 3 is part 1, man. Yeah, this is live. Part 3 is part 1, so I'm just go to this part right here, man. I'm not looking. This we'll be here all night looking at all these parts. They got part 17. All right, let's go. Where we at? Let me know if the sound's still good too, y'all.
In just one way, in just the literal historical way of looking at it. When it has many levels to this, there's many modes of scheme to this information. And we have to be able to decode it. G.O.A.T has already taught us this science, that the ancestral data bank, which the brother would talk about astral projection, that's the ancestral data bank in which
Okay, Zane, let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go to part 3 so you can see what I'm talking about. I don't even think part 3 is 13 minutes long, bro. Let me see. Yeah, see, part 3 is a whole different page. Let me go to this dude's part 3. Maybe I should do that. I guess you want to see the rest of SETI. I think that was SETI's last joint, but we'll see. It's low. Yeah, my mic is way louder than that's gonna be, so I think I got as high as it's gonna be. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll start with part 5, alright? Because I think that was the end of SETI's first round. But I'm gonna show you what part 3 is, so you can see what I'm talking about. It's 10 minutes long.
When you got heat like this, you're supposed to get emotional. Marcus Garvey never supported the more.
See, this is the end of it. We saw all of this.
You see this.
Yeah, you might have came in late, but we saw all of that. I ain't going back to that. We're gonna start down here. Part, what was this, 5? Yeah, that's only 9 minutes though. We'll start with part 5. Yeah, and we saw all of that. Jerome Lockhart. We saw the end of part 3, so we might as well start here. Feel me? Let's go. We'll start here, y'all. And make sure the sound is right.
Ain't no damn debate. We gonna black power right on up out of here after this over. The hell, we ain't like we gonna debate. Ain't no damn debate. We black power. Our babies is in a state of distress. And we got to do what we got to do. We can't be having these debates. The reason why Colin left us sooner than we thought. You know? And wasn't no soldiers right there at that time prepared to take his place. But now we got to step up, brothers. I can't be the only one. Y'all got to get up here and fight with me. But I'll see you here today, and I love you for it. The Wizard of Lumeria. Huh? Look at this, man. It's cartoons, man. Damn, man. Why y'all can't see this? I did this research. Here you go. Look at this. Y'all know what the submariner name is? Namor. Do you see it? Namor. They ain't Moors because they the historical Moor. They from Lumeria. They Moors from Lumeria, from up under the water. Now, I'm gonna end, how long I got, brother?
3 minutes.
3 minutes?
3.5.
They say Noble Drew Ali, at 16, ran away from home, joined the circus. He was a magician. Now you see me, now you don't. I mean, that's what it is. The success of a magician is to make you see what is not there. Or to not see what is there. So this is his history. I know you ain't gonna like it. But that's what it is. Don't make me make it what it ain't. If he's a magician, and I did the research, this is what they do at the damn circus. Now, if you want to create the history of it, make it more grander. Don't allow that to creep in. You know people gonna call you on it. I did the research. This is what they do. Crystal balls, occult, Kabbalah, Sufism. Now, in the 101s, or was it whichever one, Circle 7 Quran, says the ancient name of the Moroccans was the Moabites. Is that right? Right. Now, Moab come from who? He was the son of Lot and his own daughter. After they flee up out of Sodom and Gomorrah, went up in the cave, they got him drunk, they both laid with him, and the oldest daughter gave birth to Moab. Now, how could they be over there and over here at the same time? Because Abraham is at 1675 AD. That's his great nephew. So he can't be no older than that. We know it's all a mythology. But right here, Dr. Beer's book said that Abraham is at 1675 BCE. So how can they be ancient if that's their origin? So how could they be over there and over here at the same time? Wow. Call them on. Don't let him go in no other book but the 101s and the Circle 7 Quran. And if he stay there, I guarantee you, there will be no change in this information. Because it's documented. Here's Mo. Right there. There it is. That ain't here. That is not here. And it says that Pharaoh gave them permission to come into Africa. Which means at a point in time, they were not in Africa. Because he gave them permission. So how could they be over here when they wasn't even in Africa? And it says that the ancient name for the Moroccans was Moabites. Which means that more can't be ancient. Unless we're not talking about the historical more. We're talking about the one up under the water. We're talking about that more. That's the one they talking. We laughing, but that's the one that's the escape hatch. See, when you call them on that, they're going to go right through that escape hatch. It's just like a magician. When they get ready to throw the smoke bomb, and he takes his cake, and he spins up out of the arena, that's what they're going to do. And they got all this Sufism, Masonic, Kabbalah, Islam, Christianity. How you going to be an Egyptian of death when there was no Jesus at the time of ancient Egypt? There's no Allah at the time of ancient Egypt. They didn't call on not one African pharaoh, not one black god or goddess, not one ancient city in the Nile Valley. Nothing that is related to the black man of the Nile. How can you do it and be an Egyptian adept? Because he was an adept under Serapis Bey, a pecorino deity on top of it. That's the deity that the Greeks came in to supplant Osiris, Osiris. They worship white people. I'm convinced of it. You can't tell me nothing to undo that thinking because the research is too deep. It's too convincing.
That's right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Peace. I'll be black.
Yo, let's hear it from my man Sarah Sutseli. Sarah Sutseli.
Fasten your seatbelts. Put your helmets on.
Okay. Everybody ready? All right. Like I said, it's a hard act to follow. But if there was anybody's hands that I would put this in, it would be Brother Dr. Alim Bey. My brother Alim, when I first started learning about the Moors and their beliefs and what they were doing as far as citizenship and nationality, I saw a brother, he drove up from North Carolina, and I have the picture in my phone if anybody wants to see it. he had his own Morris license plate on his car. And he had the documentation just in case he gets pulled over to show the police that, well, I only need a driver's license if I'm doing commercial business. Is that correct, Brother Alim? Okay. So not only is he talking it, because I know a lot of brothers that talk it, but they got driver's license and social security cards in their pockets. This brother here is he's living what he's talking about. He's very knowledgeable in the Kabbalah, very knowledgeable in the Quran, very knowledgeable in the Bible. So you're going to be in good hands with this brother here. Alim, you go right ahead and take it away. I think you need to turn that mic on, though.
Speak. It's on. All right. Sutet. All right. For those that don't know what that means, that's black power in interkemetic tongue.
That's right.
So we're going to take it back to Egypt. We're going to take it back to the source. All right? All right. Now, when you look at this, you can't hear me? Can somebody turn it up?
You have to change the mic.
Change the mic?
That mic is louder when you use it. That mic is louder.
That one better? Yeah, but it won't reach.
Somebody got to turn the mic. Turn that one off. Turn it up. Turn that one off.
All right. Straight? All right, the reason why I put this up here is because it has esoteric principles behind it. Even though the Bible, as we know, is a plagiarism from the Purim Heru, which is the book of coming forth by day and night. Now, this is a summary, obviously, the Bible or the biblical text, or what's called the biblical text, or what is also known as the Heliobiblios, is nothing more than the sun book, or the sun text, or the sun papers, or the sun book. So the reason why I put this up is because if you look at this, 1 Corinthians, the 6th chapter, the 19th through the 20th verse, and it says, or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, and whom have from God, and you are not your own, for you were bought at a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's. And then it says, 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, the 5th verse, do you not know yourself that Jesus Christ is within you? The only way in which that Jesus Christ could have existed, you know what I'm saying, as we know that he didn't, and if he did, and for him to be in you, you must be a homo. Okay? So we know that this had to have an esoterical principle to it. All right? So what this simply is saying is that there's underlying meanings when you read particular books or scriptures or different texts. There's not one way to look at it. There's not just a literal sense of looking at a text. All right? This is what happens. There are historians in which that want to get us caught up to looking at
Ain't no damn debate. We gonna black power right on up out of here after this over. The hell, we ain't like we.
the text in just one way, in just the literal historical way of looking at it. When it has many levels to this, there's many modes of scheme to this information, and we have to be able to decode it. G.O.A.T has already taught us the science that the ancestral data bank, which the brother we talked about astral projection, that's the ancestral data bank in which that G.O.A.T is talking about. That's how you go back into and gain communication with your ancestors. There's nothing spooky about no damn communication with your ancestors. This is who you are. You are a damn byproduct of 7 generations back on your mother's side, 7 generations back on your father's side. And you are a combination or accumulation of those concentrations of energies and memories. So when you want to tap into those memories, you have to go back into what's called the ancestral data bank, or what they refer to now within the occult realm as the astral projection. All right? Let's continue on, because it's going to get better. All right, right here in the Forbidden Archaeology, the hidden history of human. Michael Creedmoor, you know what I'm saying, states right here that a groove spear from the pre-Cambrian South African miner has found hundreds of metallic spears well underground, and at least one which has 3 parallel grooves running across the equator. The spears are of 2 kinds, or 2 types. One type is composed of a solid bluish material, or metal, with white flakes. The other is hollow and filled with white spongy material. According to the scientists, the spears are found in pyophytic rocks, which is mined in Western Transvaal, South Africa, which is 2.8 billion years old. And what it says, the spears are not natural objects and their origin is unknown, but they obviously was created by intelligent beings. So you worried about 4,000-year history? You worried about some damn Turks who just got here less than 6,000 years ago? When your damn history goes back to almost 3 billion years on this damn planet and can be proven? What the hell y'all thinking about? Let's continue on. Right here, Scientific American Magazine, 1852, June 5th. And it says right here that they found, it says geological surveys as pudding stone over 600 million years old. You know what I'm saying? So these things are made over 600 million years ago. 1928, discovered a 12-inch square polished cube on the floor of a tunnel after a blast. It dates back. The coal in the mine is believed to be 286 million years old. In the nearby mine, a solid block of silver in the shape of a barrel was found in a rock 320 million years old. When Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you that you had no set birth record, that's no bullshit. That's real. That's real. You have no set birth record. Right here, this is a picture of the Twa people. All right, this is off the wars in ancient Kemet. This is also and there was also called the Anu or the On or the Amu people. There also was called the Tassedians. All right, this is a photohistoric figure of Terraneter, a noble of the Anu or the Anumu race, who was the first inhabitants of Egypt or ancient Kemet. All right, this is just one of the pictures. In the gods and spacemen in the ancient West. Don't get confused with the spacemen, because in the culture of the ancient Kemites as well as in the Dogons, who are the ancient Egyptians who came from out of ancient Egypt about 8,000 years ago. They left Egypt 6,000 BC. This has been documented as they moved from out of Egypt into Mali. Okay? It says right here, states that the Pygmies, the Twa, which of course the word Twa comes from the word Ptah, Anu, Amu, On, or On, inhabit the earth for 30 million years. Okay. Now, hold up. Yes, these are crackers writing your history, but they telling you that you've been on this planet for millions and millions and billions of years. Civilizations in which that has risen and has fallen, in which you have no documentation for. Can't have no damn documentation for something that goes back 3 billion years. Are you out your damn mind? Doesn't mean that it don't exist? No. They have found evidence of the existence. We just gave it to you. Continue on. In the hidden life of Freemasons, C.W. Ledbetter, 33 degrees. That Pygmy race is a relic of the old Lemurians and represents the more purely than any other people. The Lemurians were at one a gigantic people, but in process of dying out, they diminished in size. The African Bushmen are also remnants of the same race, but was very mixed blood, and the same thing is true of those who are usually called the Australian Aborigines, except that in their case, they're very alike admixtures of what they call Aryan blood. Anybody who studies the information coming from out of Australia, they know that they went through the same process of the bleaching process, just like all countries who come in contact with the cracker, you know what I'm saying? We here in America got colonialized, as well as also in Africa, all right? So at that time, the Pygmies were spread all over the great all over a great deal of more of Africa than at present, and some of them were the first people to enter Egypt, or Kemet, all right? And the reason why I be saying that is because here go a picture coming from out the same book in which that the brother had up here called the Children of Mu. Only thing they saying is that the Twa people, which he didn't give you no reference from the book in there. He didn't tell you this about the pygmies that they referred to as the first people on the planet dating back over 30 million years ago in here. But he showed you the covers of the book, the cartoons and shit. You know what I'm saying? All looking beautiful, you know, and just making your asses laugh, and that was just funny. But go inside the book, and let's see what these authors are saying about you. Let's see what they're saying about you. All right? So we know that there's a geographical position of the of Mu. That is what you call now the remnants of the Hawaiian Islands. If you don't believe me, look up the sovereign kingdom of Hawaii, and they will tell you that they are the remnants of Mu. Matter of fact, the damn capital of today is called Maui. M-A-U-I, which is nothing more than Mu. We're Moors. Stop that bullshit. Right here, according to David Childress, Hawaii, Fuji Islands, Easter Island, and some of the Los Angeles areas are the last remnants of the great Elmorians or Lemurian Empire. The Elmorians' descendants are said to be primarily the people of the South Seas and Oceania. It says in Hawaii there is one island which is of only pure-blooded Hawaiians live. They have full Afrocoid features, dark skin, and woolly hair. And woolly hair. There's only one race of people on the planet who got woolly hair. That's it. Right here. 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro by J.A. Rogers states the people of Negro descent living in Asia, hence the term Asiatic, and Oceania probably exceeded in the numbers of the present Negro population of Africa. The purest Negro types are in the southern Asia. This is the reason why the term Asiatic was used, not because of no damn Turkish influence. Let's get that straight. Right here, Albert Churchward and the Children of Mu claim that there were 64 million people who died in the sinking or what they call of those islands with volcanic activity sinking beneath the ocean floor of the Pacific Islands, which is Hawaii, and are the remaining mountain peaks of the lost continent. It says precise, detailed maps of the lost continent of Mu and Atlantis was found on stone tablets from pre-Inca civilization in Peru. Get this movie called Celestine Prophecies. It's a movie. Celestine Prophecies is a book actually written by James Redfield. But in the movie, there are two crackers riding down the road. These two Albions are riding down the road. One turns to the other one and says, well, how did they get the land in which they have acquired? Referring to the Catholic Church. Guess what this cracker said and looked at him and said? He looked at him and said, the Moors gave it to them through a land grant. This is in the movie. Go get this movie. Right here, Albert Churchward. Read this, check it out. Information is there. This is the Black Queen, the last queen of the Hawaiian Islands. 1893, Lila'u Kalani. Right here, sister. She don't look like it? Is she a sister or what? Oh, I know I hear some speaking up in here. During the same year, Sergeant William Wani from the Army Intelligence in Oahu is one of the leading authorities reporting the ruins of the submerged Lemurian city between Oahu and Maui, which is Mu. Aslan, which is Atlantis, who is known as the Kemites, which is the Egyptian priests. The Olmec, who is called the She people, named in their Kushite language, Uta.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's low because the way they recorded this is like 4 or 5 years ago, so you can see the system is kind of crazy, so it's gonna be a little low, y'all. All right, let's keep going though. It's getting magical, y'all. It's getting real magical. Let's keep going.
And BK way is in BK all day. And BK way is in BK all day.
Which means to vacate. When the Olmecs discovered there was an actual a North Uta and a South Uta, the word Uta became plural, which became Aslan, which becomes the word Atlantis, where it arrives from. So you talking about did Lemuria exist, did Atlantis exist, and they tell you that there was our people on these islands? Hell yeah. I'm taking back our goddamn history. Right here, this is another picture of the Atlantic. You seen Lemuria, now you see the Atlantic. In the making of Egypt, page 68, it states that there is an aboriginal race of Anu or Anu people of the sun, called the Sun people. Who are you today? You're the Sun people, who became a part of the historical inhabitants who find that they occupy southern Egypt and Nubia, and the name is also applied in where? Sinai and Libya. He showed you the Libyan president. You got confused with the Libyan president, Omar Gaddafi. That motherfucker wasn't originally there. You was there. They don't speak about the historical origin. You can find that in Sex and Race by J.A. Rogers, volume 1, 2, and 3. As the southern Egyptians who have been the most essential document and a portrait of a chief, Tara Netta, close to Sa-Netta, ain't it? All right. Roughly modeled in the relief in a green glaze faucets found in the early temple of Abydos. Rescinding his name, his address given to the earliest of the visiting cars. It says the place of the Anu in Hermi city, Terra Netta. It says Hermes was the name of the god of Terhemium. Now, that also is a code word for Hermes, which would be, of course, Tahuti. All right, 13 miles south of Luxor. Ermit, opposite to it, was the place of the Anu of the south. There was evidence of advanced cultures that dates back millions of years. Millions of years. So we ain't talking about no 4,000 years ago. Thinking that pyramids were just built 4,000 years ago. We've been here millions of years. In Pygmy, this is the name of the book. Katabu, John Pierre, Hallett, documents that the Twa, or the Pygmies of Zaire, as the world's most genetically pure ethnic group, is surviving since the dawn of humanity in real harmony with God, nature, and each other. Their bones have been found all over the globe. Right here, Albert Churchward, Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man, states that the Twa people are the original and the oldest living people on the face of the planet Earth, period. Right here, it says, Cheyenne D. Rohan reports the right use of will that the Lemurians were small and brown, referring to the Twa people. So, do your history exist back to Lemuria? Yes, you're the Elmorians. You are the Moors. You are the Mu, or the Anu, or the Anu people, the sun people, the water people. The element, the first element is hydrogen. Hydro is water, gen is fire. Let's get it right. This is the landmass of ancient world. The landmasses were together. Let's get that right. Right here, this was the one world order before this mess that they're trying to perpetrate now. This is when all the continents were together. Noble Drew Ali speaks about this in the Holy Quran, Circle 7. And based on the fact of the great, what we call the continental drift, is how we get our various people in these various land masses today. Right here, this is a Fez, goddammit. This ain't come from no damn Turk for 1400, 1200 BC. This is the Canaanite god by the name of El. By El. By El. El means power, force. That's what El means. Got nothing to do. That is Ra. and the L is interchangeable in the ancient Kemetic script. That is raw. Raw.
Yo. Oh man. My brother Aline Bay is going in on y'all, bruh. Broke down the hydrogen, bruh. Hydro water gin. The gin's in the Quran. Yo, this is crazy. But I just realized what time it was. Y'all, I gotta make a run, man. I'll be back maybe about an hour and a half. But I got a jet. I ain't realize it was this late. Know what I mean? Time flies when you're having fun. Much love to everybody that came through real quick to check it out. Who is the GOAT? Greatest of all time. Conscious debater. We will soon find out by the time this series is over. But I gotta make a run real quick. I'll be back, y'all. Much love to the fam. Black African power.